Hello, Mama, and welcome to the podcast. I am Jocelyn, the host of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, also known as Pregnancy is Hard. And I actually have a Facebook page and a Facebook group called Pregnancy is Hard, where if you are feeling like you need a little bit more support and want some fellow moms around you who are wanting to help you during pregnancy, which can be hard, we are here for you. Pregnancy is Hard is the Facebook page and the Facebook group, and look into it. If you need that support, we want to support you. You can ask questions, comment, and help other women and mothers who are struggling in pregnancy, and that's what we want. We want to encourage and uplift each other and to help each other find positivity when pregnancy is hard. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life. And I can help you. Thanks for joining. Hey Mama, and thank you for joining the podcast. I am really excited to be talking to you today, or talking with you, about being tired and pregnant. But before we jump into that topic, I wanted to encourage you to go check out Kim Tanner's 7 simple steps to less stress about birth. She is a pregnancy coach, and specifically, like, if you've had a pretty traumatic first birth and you're having another one or wanting to have another one, she is the coach that can help you with that. I actually really like what it said on her website, and if you want to know more about her, I interviewed her last week. But she says, I am the before birth coach. I help mamas after a tough birth and before their next birth experience. There are a whole lot of emotions that flood in after a tough birth experience, which can lead to a lot of anxiety for a future birth. So if that is where you're at, you're kind of feeling stressed and anxious, maybe you are pregnant, or maybe you're just thinking about being pregnant, look up Kim Tanner. Her website is Kim Tanner Coaching, or go to the episode last week, listen to it, and all of her contact and website is in the show notes for that episode. And that was The Beautiful Journey of Pregnancy with Kim Tanner. So she is amazing, and I am grateful she took some time to come on the podcast. But today, I wanted to share some of my own thoughts and wisdom on being tired and pregnant. Today we are going to talk about one very common symptom that comes with pregnancy, and that is being tired. I was unprepared with how tired I was going to be during pregnancy. When I first was pregnant, I just kind of felt exhausted, like my body needed rest. You know, when you get sick sometimes and you're just like, I just need to sleep this off. Sometimes during pregnancy, it feels like I just need to sleep this pregnancy off, you know? You can't really sleep off 9 months, but I'm going to give you some tips to help deal with that being tired. The first one is kind of a mindset thing that will actually help in your marriage and with your family, and that is to communicate. Sometimes just lack of communication can cause frustration and those unmet expectations, which can be very irritating. So we as pregnant women need to communicate what is going on, what we are feeling, and what we are needing, especially to our husbands. Sometimes we're going to have to let them know, hey, I am tired tonight. I am going to go to bed early. I would like to still do what I can to be with you, but I am exhausted. I am not realizing that I need a lot of extra sleep in growing this baby. Will you please have some grace or be understanding as I transition through this hard season? And just tell him. Sometimes I feel like our husbands do a lot better if we are willing to tell them what we are going through, if we are willing to communicate that. We will actually be able to find that he is maybe more understanding or more willing to help if we communicate, and not just communicate, but I would say communicate kindly our needs instead of making them demands and this is how I'm going to do it type of thing, which can be really easy when we're a little bit moody and pregnant, but more requests and putting things kindly with nice words like please and thank you. I think that will make a big difference when we are tired and we need a little bit more sleep. Is kind of setting ourselves and our marriage and our children up for success by communicating our needs, communicating what we need in a kind way. So the second way that I wanted to share with you today is to make a rest time mandatory. If you are a stay-at-home mom and you have other kids, make a nap time or a rest time mandatory. I know that for me, sleep really does help during pregnancy. It actually can help with the nausea. It can help me feel better and have more energy. And sometimes in the middle of the day, actually a lot of times in the middle of the day during pregnancy, I needed a nap. I needed a reset or even just a rest. I know some days I didn't fall asleep, but just simply laying down in peace really helped and helped me to kind of muddle my way through the rest of the day if I was able to get some rest. So make a rest time mandatory. If you have older kids, how do you make a rest time mandatory? Well, you kind of set this up for success as well, and you have options for them. You know, I'm not a big fan of screen time, but it may be that during this season you have to do screen time for a little while during that rest time. I more prefer audiobooks, or if you have like some diamond art for your children, or books or other little crafts and things that they could work on are ideal. But I also realize you're pregnant, you're tired, and this season is not ideal. Survival mode is not always ideal. And so doing some screen time so you can get some rest might be needed during this. But as you make that rest time mandatory, you will be able to get some rest. And it might set the rest of your evening up to be a little bit better so that you feel rejuvenated. You feel like you can go throughout. And sometimes it does look muddled, but you can go throughout the rest of your day not feeling like you just got hit by a bus. Anyway, those are a couple of tips that I wanted to leave with you. And the third one is to remember to love yourself. Love your body. Love your womanly body. Love the changes that are happening as you grow these sweet little babies inside. And choose that love. Love is a choice, and we can choose if we're going to enjoy or love our pregnancy. We can choose if we're going to love or enjoy our bodies. We can choose if we're going to love and enjoy ourselves. And in my experience, love is powerful, and love is transforming. And love is what can help in these moments where we feel like we have been hit by a bus. When we feel like we are in survival mode and we are just tired. We seem to be barely coping, and we're kind of at a loss for not knowing how to move forward. Choose love. Choose that love. A simple way to do it is when you walk by a mirror, look at yourself and just say, I love you. Look in your own eyes and say, I love you. Love can heal, and love can help when you are struggling, when you are pregnant, and when you are tired. To sum up, the 3 tips I gave you today were to communicate your needs, especially your tired needs. Let your husband know that you need to turn in early and that in the mornings you might be sleeping in a little longer. Let your children know that they need to take a rest time, which is actually the second tip. Make a rest time mandatory, and then take that time to rest for yourself as well. You need the rest, and you are worth it. Your body is worth it. Your baby is worth it. Set yourself up for success in some of that rest time, even using screen time if necessary. And the third tip was to remember to love yourself. You are amazing. Your body is doing amazing things growing this baby. Keep up the positive mindset. Keep choosing love, and you will feel that love. God needs you. Your children need you, and you need you in these endeavors. I am here cheering for you and rooting for you because I know how hard pregnancy is. Having had 4 pregnancies and a miscarriage myself, I have been there. I know you can do this. Keep going, Mama. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for giving a rating and review on iTunes. But most of all, thank you for implementing what you learn into your life for more positivity. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.